If you live from the end, the beginning will follow. Let me explain. Neville Goddard was a mystic that lived back in the early 1900s, way before his time, this man. I was introduced to Neville through a lot of other authors that I had been researching and reading for years, including the likes of Wayne Dyer, Joe Dispenza, people like this. A lot of the Hay House authors would mention him, and I wondered why this guy kept being brought up. So I went and researched who he was and found a lot of his lectures. He had little pamphlets that he would print off. And he was friends with people like Joseph Murphy. Like he was teaching people like that and learning with people like that. Um, this man was telling people basically to push their consciousness out and live in the end of the desire back in a time when people were standing in bread lines. He was challenging people to wake up in a time where they were totally asleep. So when I say this man was before his time, I really mean it. But the cool thing about Neville Goddard is that he created from his imagination the most successful business that still thrives to this day because he's been well gone now for many years. But he created a successful business from his imagination, along with his other brothers who were also practicing what he was teaching. And today, it's still a thriving business. You could not say that for the likes of people like Napoleon Hill, who died penniless, who talked about Think and Grow Rich. Remember him? Did not leave the same legacy at all. There's a lot of these authors who spoke of these sort of things, but didn't practice them the way that Neville practiced them and taught them. So when I give a lot of reverence for this man, it's not him personally, it's the message that was channeled through this man that it really needs to be seen, because this is almost a technology, our imagination. It's not just some part of the psyche. And we don't even know what consciousness is, y'all. Like they still don't even know what it is. But it is a channeling of our spirit through this avatar. I know that much because I'm not this meat suit, neither are you. But imagination creating reality was unheard of back then. Well, why is it getting so big today, and why is it meaningful to know? I think we're coming into a time in this world where if we don't awaken and remember, we're going to still be repeating these old patterns of unconditional of conditional love here that keeps us in a perpetual state of slavery and suffering that we don't want. Deep down, our spirits do not want to be suffering and miserable all the time and feeling powerless. And that's what the programming of the society does. When you turn on the black box in your living room every day and you listen to the so-called news, you go into suffering mode. You go into less than mode. I have no power mode. All the things that, you know, they want you to feel, right? I'm here to remind you that you don't have to feel that way. I'm here to remind you that you are kind of a badass. You're kind of a big deal. You're a creator made in God's image. And I'm not talking about some guy on a cloud up there judging you. No, not that guy. Not the guy that you heard of in Bible school or Sunday school. No, not that guy. I'm talking about God's source. I'm talking about where we all go back to, which is God's source energy, home. You know, the reason that NDEs are such a big deal is because these people have actually experienced the mystical of going across the veil, coming back, relaying the testimony that We are creators here. We create with our minds and our hearts and our words. That needs to be known. You need to know that. And whoever needs to hear this and be reminded of it, you need to elevate it too, and you need to practice it. You need to do it on a regular basis, and you need to hang around the information to remind you so that you don't lose the momentum. Because this is a muscle. This is a gift within, but it's also like a muscle. It has to be built. It has to be, the neural pathway for it has to be built within. And a lot of the time, we have to disconnect old neural pathways to create the new ones for this new information. So let's talk about imagination. When you hold an image or a feeling or any of the five senses that you're used to using, and you use that in the vein of creating the feeling of having what you desire now in this present moment, which is all that you have. This is it, y'all. The now moment. This is what quantum science says is where everything is created from. The infinite now. There is no such thing as linear time. There is no such thing as your future or your past. It's right here and right now. So if you're leveling up now. And that's where transformation happens. So whatever you hold in your mind's eye or in your audio, imagination, where you hear someone speaking to you, or you hear a conversation, or you feel the sensation of a ball that you're imagining, all these things need to be used based on your specific preferences and what really hits home for you. So if you're a visual person, if you like to visualize and see scenes, feel like you're walking through, Paris, if you want to go to Paris, imagine the lights above you, seeing the Eiffel Tower. If you're more audio, then you hear, someone calling you, a friend that you haven't heard from in a long time. These are the ways in which we can use the imagination to create the feeling of the wish fulfilled right here and right now. But we are projecting our consciousness, our state of being right now, to a place where what you desire is already there. It already lives there. It already lives here. So that's where we have to get to, is that place where it's not out here. It's not something you're striving for. We're not using terms like one day or that'll happen at some point. You're pushing things out. You're talking about it present tense, like it's already going on. I'm so relieved that everything works out for me at all times. I'm so thankful that all that debt is finally paid off. I'm so excited for this new relationship. Before ever even seeing the evidence of these things, you have to live from that place. Because what happens is the subconscious, who thinks that everything's happening in the now, and go do some of the studying on the subconscious, it'll blow your mind. The subconscious thinks that what you're thinking about is going on now, and then needs to go out and show you evidence. So Neville talked about that being the bridges of incidents. And even the telepathy tapes, if you listen to those, there's a young man, Asher. This is an interesting story. This young man, Asher, was trying to describe to his teacher, Jess, how creation works. That basically we're bringing the 4D down into and layering it on top of the 3D with our imagination. So what he told her to do, this is really cool, is he said, it's like this. You imagine, he was on a train with her, and he said, imagine this water bottle across the table or at a different location on the table. Don't tell me where, just imagine it on a different place than the table, right? And he said, what's going to happen is there's going to be some overlay of the 4 dimensional down on top of the 3rd dimensional that'll make it feel natural and normal events that brought it to where you saw it. Y'all, like an hour goes by. A train conductor comes down the line. This is all in her book, by the way. Train conductor comes down the line and says, I need to see your tickets. And they show him the tickets. And then this train conductor randomly takes the bottle and moves it to where Jess had imagined it to be, and then walks away. Okay. Okie dokie. Whatever. Like, he was trying to show her. Now, this is a kid, okay? Like, he's at this point, they had been together since he was like 5 or 6, speaking telepathically, by the way. Nonverbal autistic child speaking telepathically with his teacher. Go look it up. The telepathy tapes will change your life. This young man showed her what creation is like in just about an hour's time. He presented how it works here. And it's all about what Neville was saying. It's saying that what we are producing in that state of consciousness, in that awareness of our creatorship, brings about a bridge of incidents that will happen so naturally and normally that you don't even have to worry about it. It's going to feel normal to you. Just don't discount it, because that is the power. That is your power. So watch and be aware first and foremost what it is that you're creating with your heart and your mind and your words. Are you looping the same story? Are you expecting the same shit every day from the people that are around you? Are you saying stuff like, well, that's just how he is. That's just what he does. That's just how she is. That's just how she does. That's just how my child is. That's just what they do. He'll never change. She'll never change. Or this will never change. That comes up a lot. This situation is just what it is. No. And that's what I love about science now, is that it's paralleling with religion. It's paralleling with not religion, but spirituality. And it's showing people that this is a real thing. It's showing people that we are, when we're intentional, we are powerhouses, because science is saying that whatever we pay attention to is where the energy is. So where your attention goes, energy flows. Go look up the double split, I think it's the double slit experiment, where I can't even describe, you just have to go look it up, the double slit experiment, quantum, field experiment. It will show you this power that you hold, that what you pay attention to moves and creates life force and momentum. So when you want something healed, for instance, with someone else, and it's not going the way that you want it to go, like I had a situation with my daughter recently, I say recently, probably a year or more ago, where something was happening in her friend group that she did not want to continue. And I said, well, remove your energy in exchange, like remove your attention from the situation, and it will die. It will just be dead in the water. And that's what happened. She removed her attention from it, and it died out. The drama died out. The discord died out. So be careful what you're sending your attention to, because the energy flows there. And if you're wanting to create from a place of intention, look up Neville. He will change and shift the game for you, I promise. And it's not about him. It's about the information, y'all. This is powerful information. And I'm here if you need me, and go get it. Mwah.